Hello class and welcome to Module 2. So I'm going to break down the assignments. It can be a bit confusing on your the assignment, not the discussion. So I'm going to tie it all together and fully explain what you need to do. So you're going to have another discussion this week. And so if you go and look, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 parts to your main post. So that means you need to have 5 sections, number them 1, then 2, then 3. Okay, so for your first question, you're going to identify your research question that you want to use. And so a lot of what you're going to be doing for your discussion is going to carry over into the assignment. Okay, so think about your research questions that you put. Because you had to have 2 or 3 in module 1. So I want you to think about those and identify the one you want to use and then list the source. So part 1, it's your research question and the source that you selected in week 1. Number 2, you're going to have to use our library, okay? For this assignment, you have to have 2 sources that come from our library. Number 3, how do these support your topic and your research question? So you're going to have to address those separately because they're separate sources, so they're not going to have the same answer. Number 4, you're going to have to look at the different perspectives of these 2 sources. So read all about the all what number 4 says. It's kind of lengthy right there. So and address those separately. They're separate sources. They're going to have separate answers. Number 5, what voices and perspectives represented in these sources give a full or fair picture of whom the topic touches. So there's, read the question carefully on number 5, and then each source separately. So this is going to be a little bit lengthy because you have the 2 sources that you're going to have to address separately. Okay. Then on your responses to your peers, there are 2 parts. So comment on the sources and how they connect to the research question. Share recommendations. And part 2, what other perspectives can you recommend for your peers to consider? So 2 parts. You have to give more than 1 or 2 sentences. So put effort into that. So your 2.1, your discussion is a little bit lengthy, so allow yourself plenty of time to do that because you have to have the sources come from our library and you have to address those separately. Then you're going to get to 2.2, okay? So, and this is going to be a little lengthy as well because you're going to be carrying over a lot of your discussion for this assignment, so they tie together. So, number 1, so let me, before I start, make sure you're following proper format, double space, 12 point times New Roman, 1-inch margins. Okay, so number 1, you're going to have to think back about your all the research questions that you posed in your first assignment, and which one did you pick and why. You're going to have to explain why you picked that over all the others. Again, more than 1 or 2 sentences. I'm going to stop saying that because that goes for every part of everything that we do. So number 2, identify your topic. Remember, it has to be arguable. So think of it as being like for or against something. Okay, so number 2, you're going to have your A, B, and C. Okay, so you have to address these separately. Okay, so so you're going to so 2A, I'm looking at it off to the side. Okay, so after you post your research question and explain why you picked it, then you're going to go to number 2 and you're going to post your topic again. You did this already for the discussion, and then the original article. Okay, and then so look at A, links to the credible and relevant sources you found in the library, and so you've already done that, and so you're going to carry that over into this assignment, and then you are going to have 2 more. So you're going to in your first overall 2, you're going to have to post the article that you posted to get to your topic. So your topic and your original article. Then in A, you're going to break it down. So carry over what you did for your discussion, and then you're going to have 2 more sources. So that really gives you posting the 5, the original article, and then your 2 that you found from the library, and address those separately. So just copy, paste, done. And then for B is going to be find 2 other sources. Those can be blogs, internet articles, and then you're going to break those down and discuss those. If you look at 3, explain how each source supports your research. So that means that you're going to be addressing all of those separately, okay? So you're going to cite your source. If it's incorrect, that's okay. We're following APA. And so C, post your source, okay, your APA citation, And then for your number 3 is you're going to be looking at all of those sources. Now you've already done that for your A, for the 2 that you used in the discussion and the 2 that you've used for the library. And so, so really you're going to have the 5 sources, and 4 you're going to be breaking down. So your first one is just the article that you found to get to your topic. So that's the overall 2. So you can just put 2 dash your topic and then that original source. And then you're going to go to 2.A, your sources that you did for the discussion, the sources that you found from our library. And then B, you're going to have to post the link, put the author title of anything that you find for your your non-library sources. So 2 of those. So that means 4, and then the original article 5. And then for your 3, you're going to break down those 4 sources on how you're going to use them. So again, you have to address them separately because their different sources are going to have different answers. And so it'll be about 2 pages, 12-point Times New Roman, double space, 1-inch margin. So make sure that you have that correct. And that's what you're going to be posting for your assignment. And so I hope this breaks it down. And if you have questions, let me know.